Hello everyone, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss it on whatever I've got to bring to you, as long as this sports and as long as this Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host Abu KALS, as I'm definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest straight as it comes in. So we've got quite a bit of bad information to the club Arsenal and good information. It's a win-win situation. So we gonna be talking about Killian Babel. Killian Babel blow. There is something not going on quite well when we talk about Killian Mbappe's move to the club Arsenal, and at least there is something positive about Mohamed Kudus. We're also gonna be talking a little bit about OLISE, Michael OLISE, the Crystal Palace football player, whom Arsenal is also trying to get, and also a little bit about Moises Caicedo, if there are any chances with the one and only the Southampton football player Romeo Lavia. So let's get the party started. But before we even get the party started, really, I hope you remember that there was a game between Arsenal and the club Manchester United that ended 2-0 in favor of Manchester United. But also we will take into consideration that that was an eye-opener that more football players possibly need to be signed in this summer transfer window, and hopefully everything will go on quite well if the club Arsenal gets a few more football players. And really not going on quite well with the penalties. Also Gabriel Vieira really also coming on, and he missed the goal. Really, he missed the penalty. Wasn't the best of news, that Manchester United game, but it's the beginning of the season and that game really meant nothing. So but it shows that there is a bit more work that definitely has to be done, and this is the time to rectify any problems, and I think that Arsenal can definitely do that. So we're gonna be talking about a few transfers. Let's head into transfer business. Having said that, we're talking about Kylian Mbappe, who's a Paris Saint-Germain football player, but he's not gonna be a Paris Saint-Germain football player very soon, and Arsenal will be put to consideration. We will be remembered that Arsenal has been on the hunt of a top striker, a top forward like Kylian Mbappe, and Arsenal making a bit of contact about Kylian Mbappe and him moving to the club Arsenal is what was in the tabloids. But at this moment in time, I think I should declare that the Kylian Mbappe transfer to the club Arsenal has become very complicated and extremely complicated, with the fact that Arsenal has already come out on ground and has already shopped football players that are worth £208 million. And that Sky Havertz, Urine Team, and Declan Rice, total up to £208 million. The club Paris Saint-Germain came out with a bit of good information, putting Kylian Mbappe on open transfer market. Any football club that wanted him could definitely have him, as long as they could give them the right amount of money. And when we thought everything was going on quite well and it was an ideal signing for the club Arsenal, it comes to our notice that a football club called Al Hilal, if I'm not mistaken, but it's Al Hilal from the Saudi Pro League, puts in a bid of 300 million euros for the football player Kylian Mbappe, and definitely that puts Arsenal down. There's no way Arsenal can put 300 million pound on a football player. No way, no chance, absolutely. That's a record nobody has ever paid in the world over. Nobody has ever been bought at that amount of money. Not even Lionel Messi, not even Cristiano Ronaldo. And where it becomes nasty is Al Hilal goes on and says that they are going to give him the best wages that no other team in the world would ever give them. And we would have thought that it is something that they're just talking and they will not do. But reality is they can afford. If they paid 700 million euros to Tiger Woods, who is towards his end of his career in golf, then that means that Kylian Mbappe, who is almost in his prime, definitely still very strong. Uh, in they're trying to promote football. Definitely, they can give them even they are capable of giving him even much more than that. So it shouldn't be taken for granted because uh, they are trying their level best to make sure that they can get Kylian Mbappe in there. This transfer has gone out of the hands of the club Arsenal because it involves a lot and a lot of money. So even if Kylian Mbappe was willing to come to the club Arsenal, PSG said that they will be offering the football player to the club that has that bids the highest amount of money. And at this moment in time, after Al Hilal putting in a bid of 300 million, I do not see any other club coming up and putting in a bid. No, I don't see any other club putting up a bid of 300 million plus. That's definitely out. However, there is a bit of good news. The bit of good news is that there is what is regarded as player power. So, player power is where the football player decides you cannot force him to go to a club he does not want. However, it involves a lot of money. It involves a lot of money. Money could persuade Kylian Mbappe, loads and loads of money. But if he stands his decisions and says, if he stands his decision and says he does not want to go to the football club Al Hilal, then he will remain possibly at Paris Saint-Germain, or he will be sold to a club that he definitely wants to go to. So there is a bit of a struggle between Paris Saint-Germain and Kylian Mbappe. So let's hope really everything goes on quite well for Kylian Mbappe and also for the club Arsenal. Possibly that let's hope that there will be a bit of chance that will come up for the football player to really join the club Arsenal. So, having said that, with the Kylian Mbappe becoming a bit complicated, let's talk a little bit about Mohamed Kudus. Mohamed Kudus, Mohamed Kudus's transfer was at first being eyed by Arsenal only, but at this moment in time, despite the fact that Arsenal has requested information about Mohamed Kudus and everything be submitted so that they can put in a bid, Chelsea have tried to sign Mohamed Kudus. Chelsea is very good at hijacking Arsenal targets. You will remember that this happened with the former Shakhtar Donetsk football player Mikhail Modric, and we hope it does not repeat. And Arsenal trying their level best. They know that Arsenal is trying his level best to make sure that he can sign the football player Mohamed Kudus. And once the information is definitely in, once everything is in, we hope that things will go on quite well for the club Arsenal. And also not forgetting that despite the fact that that football player is now a bit, is he coming, is not coming, that's something that is in between there. Moises Caicedo still with Chelsea. Chelsea have failed to sign Moises Caicedo because Chelsea saying that they want Brighton ended up saying that they want 100 million pound. Chelsea put in the first bid that was 60 million pound and the second bid that was 70 million pound. All of them rejected, but we could definitely be see Arsenal putting in a bid that is much more than that, and things could definitely go on quite well. And the latest football player that has been linked to the club Arsenal is Michael Olise from Crystal Palace. Michael Olise from Crystal Palace has tried his level best. He's played quite well recently. He's really been playing quite well. That's why he's been a big target of Liverpool, Arsenal, and also Chelsea a little bit, but not very much. So we could definitely be seeing Mike Olise making a move to the club Arsenal. As it is in its initial stages, the club Arsenal is trying its level best to make sure that they can sign the football player Michael Olise. And hopefully everything will move on quite well for the club Arsenal. And We hope that everything will definitely go on as planned. And yet another football player to talk about is none other than the one and only who's this from Southampton, Romeo Lavia. Still, Arsenal is battling with Liverpool when it comes to this transfer, with Liverpool saying that they need the football player and Arsenal saying that we also need the football player. Definitely, somebody's going to take the football player out of Southampton, and hopefully it will be the club Liverpool, not Liverpool, sorry. Hopefully Arsenal. It's a fight between two clubs, so let's hope everything goes on quite well for both clubs, and we hope that Arsenal possibly can get a few more signings in, as we already know that Arsenal has tried and already got 3 signings in. At least 2 or 3 more will definitely do for the club. And we could also be seeing a few exits with before Thomas Partey was linked to a heavy exit of the club, but after Mikel Arteta coming and confirming that Thomas Partey could be remaining at the club, we've not got any information that has come out since then. But it will be put to note that Saudi Arabia clubs in the Saudi Pro League have already said they want the football player, but Arsenal is not willing to let go of the football player, uh, the football player Thomas Partey. Anyway, let's hope everything goes on quite well, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss on whatever I've got to bring to you. As long as this sports and as long as this Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host, Abu KALS. So thank you and goodbye for now.